Hey, good afternoon. This is nriesen with John Lancaster, Toyota, Madison, Wisconsin. I'm in a 2012 Toyota Prius 3. It could be a V, it could be a hatch. This is specifically a hatch. But this video would work for any Entune 6.1-inch screen with or without JBL. What I'm addressing is addresses pulled over from your cell phone. And I'm addressing destinations that are not navigable. I'm not even sure if that's a word, but that's the error that you're finding on the screen when, for example, where you want to go is on your cell phone, and I'm specifically using an iPhone 4S, but it doesn't matter. But for example, if you, like me, if you have contacts and all your contacts are set perfectly, and I mean perfectly in the sense that it's name, address, phone number, email address, home address, work address, and you keep good records, you should be able to pull that data into the nav screen. And you should be able to do it without having to do much more than to go to destination, my destinations. So I'm going to show you the difference between a correctly entered address and an incorrectly entered address. And while both of them are correct, one is only correct in the Prius mind because Navtech, who provides the data, for example, they may not call it drive, they may call it DR, and that's your problem. So my suggestion is to simply abbreviate some of your street addresses. So let me show you. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Setup, Bluetooth, and I'm going to search for Bluetooth devices from the car. So that means I need to go into my device, and I need to make my device discoverable. So Settings, it would be Settings, General, and Bluetooth to get there. So I'm going to select Nate's iPhone on the screen, and then on the screen of the phone may or may not pop up a message because I'm not in the right screen. So Bluetooth, there we are. Again, select Nate's iPhone on the screen. We're going to select Pair on the phone. We're going to select Accept on the screen, and that's going to do a basic pairing, and that'll pair everything. It'll pair for phone calls, and it'll pair for streaming audio, BTSA. Now, as soon as BTSA connects, the iPhone says, "Oop, I got a media device connected, play music." So it's going to play music by default. It's going to play it right away. Now, so we don't offend YouTube, we'll turn that off. So that's where I was, and now we're up on the screen. And I'm actually just intentionally standing by because it's probably still pulling my contacts over. So if I select phone book, it is. If you don't know, it's very easy to update your phone book. So if you make entries on your iPhone or any cell phone, Setup, Phone, refresh phone book, and that'll pull any entries you've updated here, put them in the car. Whenever you connect, the phone book data that's stored on the phone is stored for that specific paired device. So, for example, Nate's iPhone is paired for phone and music. That's why they're blue. I am not connected for internet as I'm not cabled in, and I'm not running the Entune app at this time. So I'm just connected for phone and music. So I am, again, under Setup, Bluetooth to pair phones, and select a paired phone, Phone to select my ringtone or refresh my phone book. I'm now going to go hit the Apps button, and then I'm going to select My Destinations. I'm going to go to Phone Book. And as you scroll through here, if there are things that are not, so they're grayed out as these are, they do not have they do not have addresses in there. So I'm going to go down to the two that I've set in here. I'm going to search for contact, and I'm going to search my last name, R-I-E. And as I type, there are now 7 matches to what I've typed so far. There's some suggestions I'm going to continue on because I only want reasons. And I'm going to say OK or OK, one of the two. And now it's going to show me a couple names. So these 2 names on top, they're grayed out because they do not have an address. These 2 guys have addresses. Nate has an address. And we're missing 1. And I think I'm correct. I fear that the example I entered, perhaps I didn't save it. That's okay. So I'm going to select my name, Reason Nate. The address is not navigable. Would you like to resolve this address? If I say yes, I'm prompted to key it in here on the screen. I don't want to do that. So let's quickly fix it in my iPhone. So I'm just going to back out of this screen, and I'm going to show you my phone why. So I'm going to go to phone, on my own contact, and I apologize, this may not show it well. It does not. The address that I put in there is finishes on Forster Drive, and that's not going to work for the car because it says drive right there. So I'm going to, whoops, I'm going to edit it, edit, and I'm going to go to where it says drive, and I'm going to change it to DR. And there's actually two things you could do. You could make it DR, or you could just leave it as Forster. And so I'm telling you to abbreviate everything on your addresses to make this work. Now, on the screen of the car, so let's make sure that we save that here. And we did. So, on the screen of the car, we're going to go Setup, Phone, Refresh, and I apologize, this is going to take a moment because that contact list is huge. If you're running across any other problems, you're welcome to note it in the comments or send me an email directly, and I'll work on that problem for you. There's a lot going on in the system, and I've been at this store for 8 years, and I thought that I had the old system pretty well handled, but this new system, there's a lot going on. So I'm learning things daily, and again, if you have a question, I'd gladly work on it for you. Probably the best way might be to email me directly, but nonetheless. So let's see if you got it done. So apps, my destinations, and we want phone book. With any luck, we're still there. Select it. And it worked perfectly. And again, the difference is, previously it said Forster Drive. Now it says Forster DR because that's the way that it's loaded on the navigation screen. That's the difference. If you want to go to school, that's what the address is. We could calculate route, and away we go. But that should solve it. So again, the key to entering these addresses correctly is to simply use the same abbreviations that you'd find in the nav system. For example, when you're on Forster Drive, it just says Forster. So you could leave it blank, or you could abbreviate drive as DR, because when the system pulls that phone book contact over and goes, dude, I don't see Forster Drive, I only see Forster DR, I don't see a match, because it's just a machine. It's not intelligent in any way, shape, or form. So that's a quick look at how to do it. This is Nriesen with John Lancaster Toyota in sunny Madison, Wisconsin, from a 2012 Toyota Prius 3. Again, this works with any car, so long as it is a 6.1-inch navigation and Entune head unit. The premium 7-inch display might be a little bit different. I suspect it isn't, I just haven't tested it. So take care, make it a beautiful day.